I had a chance to test the OM System MZuigo 20mm f1.4 Pro lens over the weekend. This is my hands-on about the lens, the new lens from OM System. Coming up. Hi there, my name is Peter Forsgard and I'm a professional photographer from Helsinki, Finland. And we have to start with the disclaimer. This lens is not mine. OMDS provided it to me for this video so that I can test it and have the hands-on about this lens, because these lenses came to Finland after the launch, so unfortunately I couldn't make this video when this lens was launched. But I do have a video about my first impression and about the specs, and you can watch it from there if you are interested in those more than the usability, image quality and such, which this video is all about. But let's start with the look and feel. First of all, I have to say that this lens is very well made. It's a pure MZuigo Pro grade lens, and it is a Pro lineup lens, and all about the lens you can really feel that it is very, very well made. And what's good about also that it is full weather sealed. It has the IPX1 grade weather sealing. So if you have a weather sealed body, you're all good to go. It doesn't matter if it's a rainy weather or it's a freezing cold or whatever, you're good to go with the lens. As you can see, it looks like the Pro grade MZuigo lens, which of course is something that we expect. And we know from the history that those lenses are really, really well made and really durable lenses. And the feel of the lens is really good because it's quite small, but it's big enough to be easy to use. As you can see, we'll talk about the manual focus a bit later, but as you can see, the focus ring is quite big. So it's easy to focus even with the gloves on. And that goes with the philosophy of OMDS that we, or the genres that they are kind of like concentrated on, which are, you know, wildlife, outdoors and such. And this is a perfect example of that. But as I said, look and feel perfect. And then the usability. This lens is quite small, like I already said. And here you can see the comparison, how big it is in compared to 25mm f1.2 and the 25mm f1.8. And it falls nicely in between. But there are a few things that I did not like about this lens. And let's talk about those, and after that we'll talk about more about the good stuff. First of all, the lens does not have MF clutch, which I predicted from the pictures that I saw before the launch. For me, MF clutch is quite important because I tend to use it quite a lot. I like to use manual focus quite a bit, and it suits my style of shooting. Of course, I can always assign the MF to a certain custom button, but of course it's a bit different workflow when I'm shooting with the different lenses, so it's not optimal. And then the LFN button is also missing, which would be cool if it has, because then I could press that and use that button as a manual focus button. But other than that, it's nice. Like I said, the MF or the manual focus ring is quite big, but there is another problem with that, and that is that it's you know, turning around. There's no hard stops, which I prefer. And what's in the box? Well, of course, the lens itself, and then there is the lens hood. It is LH61G. Lens hoods are really, really important for two reasons. The first reason is that it will protect the front element. As you can see, you know, if something hits this, it doesn't hit the front element. This takes the hit, and it's a lot cheaper to buy a new one of these instead of the whole new lens or replacing the front element. And the second thing, of course, is that it will block the light from hitting the front element, like you see here. Now it's in the shade. So that will get rid of the unwanted flares. If you don't want flares in your image, then this is good to have. But of course, if you want to have flares, then it's a different thing. That's totally okay. But it will reduce the unwanted flares. That's why I think it's really good to have the lens hood on all the time. What about you? Do you ever use lens hoods? How important is that for you? Because I know that some don't like it, and it'd be great to hear why not having a lens hood. Please tell me in the comments down below. And then it comes with a nice pouch and of course lens cap and the back cover, which has the text OM System, which is kind of cool. So this is kind of like the first OM System branded lens, or not kind of, it is. Like I said many times already. Have I mentioned that it's an OM System lens? Oh, sorry about that. And I did not see any problems with the AF speed. It only has one lens to move, so that was expected. It is fast enough. But before we continue, a few words about the workshop that I will have with Matti Sulanto next August 2022. It will be the first week of August 2022. And what was really great is that it's almost sold out after a week, or in a week after we started promoting it with our videos. Then it took about a week and it's almost sold out. There are still few spots left. And if you want to take part this remarkable workshop here in Helsinki next August, there's a link in the description down below, and this is the link to click, and there are all the instructions and all what's the program and what we're gonna do here in Helsinki. And you can also buy it from there and sign up for the workshop. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But let's continue to talk about this lens. Image quality. Image quality. This is always, for some, the most important thing. I'm not really too concerned about image quality in the new lenses. For me, the usability, the handling, the focal length, and if I need it, is more important than image quality. Because, like I said many times, new lenses, they have a great image quality overall. Of course, there might be slight differences and differences in character, but that's something that I don't really mind if there is some small flaws, because most of the things can be corrected. But I've used this a few days and did not see any problems with the image quality. Even with f1.4 you can get really great image quality, so you can use this full open. Usually I say that stopping down a notch will make it a lot better, but there is not much of a difference. As you can see from here, f1.4 from the corner and this is f4 from the corner. There isn't much of a difference. So this is really good, even full open. And it has the famous feathered bokeh, which I find to be very pleasing. As you can see from this image, for example, it's really nice. It's kind of creamy, nice bokeh, even though I'm not saying that bokeh is the most important thing. But of course, how the image renders out of focus is really important if we talk about the overall image quality. And I think this lens has a very pleasant overall image quality. It's, as I said, it's really sharp, even full open, so no problem with that. And also OMDS said in their marketing material is that this lens is great for high-res shot. And here is an example of that. And yes, as you can see, it works really well with that too. And with the EM1 Mark III or EM1X, you can use the handheld high-res shot, which is very convenient in many cases. You get really big files if you need those. If you use Lightroom, Olympus lenses, or I keep on saying Olympus, I need to say OM System lenses, M-Zuiko lenses, are corrected automatically. So you don't really see any distortion, because there are algorithms or whatever you call them that fixes the barrel distortions and all that. And you can also do it manually if you want to even go further with this. And then of course you have the DxO Mark, or DxO, not DxO Mark, but the DxO Photolab. Well, I think it's 5 now, it just upgraded from 4 to 5. Have lens, what do you call these, lens correction features that will even do even better job than Lightroom. But I'm not really sure if this lens is already included, but most likely it will be included in the near future. So that will even make the image even better. like I said, no problem with the distortions. And here you have images from f1.4 to f8. And as you saw, not a big problem with the image quality. What are my thoughts, my final thoughts on this lens after using it for a few days? First of all, I really like the focal length, the 20mm. I've said that in previous videos too. It falls nicely into between 17 and 25, and you know, I have a video about which one is better for travel, but I think this will top those two lenses, at least for me. So I might just glue this in to my camera and have that as a go-to lens for almost anything that I shoot during you know, on my photo walks and travels and all that. I think it's something that suits me because I'm, like I've said many times in the videos, that I would rather, in most cases, choose 25 rather than 17. That's always a hard call for me. So this might fill that and get rid of that problem, because it's a great lens, and the price isn't even that bad. And I pre-ordered the lens right after the launch, so I will have my own, and I will make some comparisons between the 25mm lenses and this one, and see about the image quality and how it differs with the 25mm f1.2 Pro lens, for example. That's going to be interesting to see, because right now I have a feeling that the image quality is about the same. There isn't much of a difference. Maybe in a look and feel of the image there might be something different, but not that much. So it's a great kind of like an alternative to 25 f1.2 lens too. And also, like I said many times, the size is really nice, and it really fits the OMD's philosophy of break free break free from heavy gear. And this also kind of underlines the OMD's philosophy of the different genres, that they are kind of like making the gear for its outdoor wildlife and all that, because you know, like this is weather sealed and all, then it's just perfect for hikes and outdoor photography. And I can see totally why many OMD or OMDs or OM system and Olympus camera users are really excited about this. So I think OMDs nailed it with this lens. It's great lens. And here is the video that I made when this lens was launched. You might watch it from there. And the other one is about the workshop. So remember, it's almost sold out. So if you want to be in Helsinki August 2022 photographing with a bunch of other photographers and me and Matti, sign up fast. But hey, thanks for watching, and bye for now.